Hey, I'm happy to have the band Roses Unread from Tennessee back on the show. We have had them as our guests before, and I'm excited to have them this week because their brand new album is out now. It's Silver Lining. Guys and gal, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, man. We're glad to be back.
Great to be here, man.
So let's kind of get right into talking about your new album, Silver Lining, just being released. And I noticed that there was not actually a specific song called Silver Lining, as sometimes just happens on an album. So tell me a little bit, is there a meaning behind the title?
Well, we, as individuals and as a band, both, we went through a lot of tough times the last couple of years, and this album was just kind of getting everything we've been through as like I said, as individuals and a group, getting it all kind of out there and kind of throwing it out and kind of leaving it behind and searching for the silver lining throughout everything negative that happens. And I think, that's kind of the message of the album is no matter what you're going through, there's always a silver lining. There's always something better on the horizon for you. And there's a line in one of the songs, in the song Never Enough. Yeah. And, there's a scream part that, I'll find the silver lining if it's the last thing I do. And that's kind of the point we were at when we started recording and writing the album. We were just like, man, we're going to find the good in all of this, if we die trying. So, that's kind of sums up our, that moment in time for us.
Now, it's really impossible that somebody's been listening to your band for a while not to notice the much heavier turn that the music has taken, and I love what I'm hearing. Talk to me a little bit about the heavier sound of the band now.
Well, we're all huge metalheads, and when Allison and I started the band, that's just everybody wanted us to go heavier and heavier, and at the time, with the people we had with us, it just took us one direction, and throughout the years, all of our fans have just wanted heavier and heavier and heavier. So, we're finally like, the last album was more of a, it was getting there, as far as getting really heavy, but it was more of a hard rock, a modern rock, alternative rock album, and we got Grant in the band on drums, and between him and Blake, our other guitar player, they're huge Metallica fans, as the rest of us are as well. And, we like, Machine Head and Seven Dust and Killswitch Engage.
Trivium.
Trivium. That's what we listen to. And we were just like, that's kind of what makes us happy. And we just we want to be the heaviest band with, a good melody line behind it. So that's just what we wanted to do. So we switched tunings. We're using baritone guitars now and, using bigger drum sets and bigger cymbals and bigger everything. We just want a bigger, meatier, heavier sound. It's just more fun to us, at least.
Yeah, that's my style, 100%, the way I play on the album. That's the way I've always loved to play drums.
Now, it came out fantastic, and I noticed that you enlisted, did I see him on your studio videos, the guy from Hydra Effect doing some work helping you guys out?
Yes, Jacob. He's been a great friend for a long time now, and he's kind of our, we met Grant, his old band in Shive. They were from Tupelo, Mississippi, and that's where we met him from, and we were best friends with those guys. And Jacob was his band, Hydra Effect, was kind of our brother band, our best friends from Memphis. And so the situation, the song Darkness Rises was written about, he was kind of right there with us through all that, and it only seemed fit for him to come up and sing with Allison, and him and Allison worked on the vocal lines a lot together, and it turned out great. So he drove up one night, and had listened to the song a few times, but then, you know, they pretty much wrote all of his parts on the spot, and it turned out wonderfully.
So with the album now, I'm talking to you in advance of the actual digital release, but right now, today, if people went out there, they could pick the songs Heartless and Fallen out as they can advance on the iTunes. Now, how hard was it? Was that your guys' decision to pick which two, and how hard of a decision was that to pick which songs are available first?
Well, that was just kind of a group decision. You know, Fallen, we started recording Fallen, I think in November of 2014 last year, and it was released in January of this year.
We knew that was going to be the first when we did Fallen. I remember us all sitting around, and we just thought, you know, right then that was going to be the first single.
And then everybody kind of just thought Heartless would be a good, you know, second song to kind of piggyback on that one as far as an early teaser. And iTunes gives you the option to release a couple of songs early for those who are, you know, good enough to pre-order the album. So, you know, that was just kind of a group decision, and we thought, you know, both of those are really strong songs, and they kind of represent the whole album, if you ask me. If you like Fallen and Heartless, then you'll really, really like the rest of it. It's got its ups and downs like those two do. So that's kind of, those two are a great representation of the rest of it.
Now, I saw you guys have a couple, like a twin billing of some CD release celebrations. Do you want to tell folks a little about?
Yeah, and we got two hometowns, for the most part. Jackson, Tennessee is where the band started, and that's, you know, always been our main hometown. And Grant, he's from down in around the Corinth and Tupelo, Mississippi area, and, you know, going back and forth throughout the southeast region, Tupelo and Corinth is kind of our second home. So we wanted to do two special, you know, CD release parties just for those people that have been with us for so long. And, you know, that's where our most hardcore fan base is, at least, you know, a majority of them anyway. So, October 10th is our Jackson, Tennessee CD release show, and that's on a Saturday. And then Halloween night, Grant got us hooked up with a new club down in Corinth that has a really sweet stage and the sound system and everything, and we got a couple of our buddies and other bands from that area, and so Halloween night's going to be our Mississippi CD release party, and it's going to be a good time.
All right, the Jackson show is also actually free, so...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no cover to get in that one, so... which is cool.
You can't beat that deal.
Yeah, most of the clubs in Jackson is just no cover. You know, you have to be 21 to get in, but you can just walk on in and enjoy some really great entertainment, and, you know, they've got plenty to choose from as far as the drink menu goes. So they got good quesadillas too, so man, that's all good.
Hey, man, I saw you guys did a cool thing. You did a show with our friends at Star Treatment, man. And for folks who don't know, that's Matt Dorito, Pop Eagles charity. How'd you guys get hooked up with that?
They contacted Allison.
They contacted me, and they asked if we were interested. And, you know, we love doing benefits and, you know, helping any kind of cause out. And we were, you know, when they told me what it was all about, I was like, yeah, we definitely need to do this. You know, we were all for it. So, you know, I talked to everybody, and everybody was down, and it ended up being a really great show, and they raised a lot of money.
And we sold a lot of merch that night, and we donated quite a bit of it back to the charity. So, I mean, there's no telling how much they raised for the charity that night. It's a few grand at least. So, you know, any time we can be a part of something cool like that that's legitimate, we try our best to jump on board, because we've known people that have been in bad situations, and we've been in bad situations before, and having people that care and step up and try to help you, you know, that kind of stuff comes back on you. So we were really, really happy to be a part of that.
Yeah, we've had Matt on the show here talking about Star Treatments, and we are contributors to Star Treatments as well. So I was glad, and we haven't met in person, but I've had you guys on the show, and a couple times, and know you're good people. So it's great to see that you did that. And for folks that don't know, Star Treatments is a charity to offer van bus style transportation to cancer patients as they're getting their treatment. So it's a really good thing. Check that out. Hey, so the album has been getting some really good reviews. Before I did the interview with you all tonight, I read a couple of them. What is it that you hope that the reviewers are going to notice in this album when you're reading those reviews?
For me personally, and I'll let Grant, say his piece after me, but I just want the reviewers to appreciate everything that went into it and really, really focus on the songs, because we went in, we wanted to go heavier like we talked about earlier, but more than anything, we just focused on trying to write the best songs that we could and tried to make it as much of a group effort as we could. And, we had close to 23, 24, 25 songs that were written, and we narrowed it down to 14. And which is still a pretty big album, considering nowadays most people just put out 10 or 12 songs. And there's no intros and interludes or anything like that. I mean, they're like complete songs. So, everybody's been real receptive to it so far, and everybody's really appreciated everything that went into it, because we recorded this in our studio, Unread Studios. We built a studio where we practice and recorded everything from start to finish, and had our good buddy Dave Cal mix it, and had Stonebridge Mastering out of Memphis master it for us. But as far as all the tracking and editing and songwriting, it was all done the same place we practice. So it was a whole lot of work went into it, and I think everybody has really seen that and appreciated it for what it is.
Right.
So, hey, one last thing before I let you go. I got to ask you about my favorite tune on the album. And as I was listening to it, it's kind of a weird thing. All the way down towards the end, there's like this 7-minute song, which is kind of a long tune, as you're talking about, an unusual album. But One Eye Open, man, it's kind of like a story song to me. Is it a story song, or is that a good analysis?
I mean, it's not really a story song, but we wanted it to have just like this epic ballad feel to it, and, like almost like a journey to in the actual, CD. And, we've got 3 huge Metallica fans in the band, so, you're going to get a 7-minute song eventually, because how Metallica songs are. They're epic, and you're like, okay, I think this is the end. No, it's not the end. No, this is the end, but it's still just as awesome as it gets. But that's the kind of direction we wanted. We wanted something like, a long ballad, like kind of like Nothing Else Matters, that kind of feel to it. But
or Fade to Black or something.
Yeah, or Fade to Black. I mean, but basically, it's not really a story, but it's just about somebody who's done just people so wrong that they can't even sleep at night because the demons keep them awake with all their thoughts of how badly they've mistreated people and how it's going to come back to get them eventually in the end.
Well, folks, this has been Roses Unread from Tennessee. I think this is your guys' 3rd time on our show. We really appreciate keeping in touch with you and following your guys' career. The album is called Silver Lining, and at the airtime of this show, it will be out there on iTunes and available. And I assume you guys have them at your shows, right?
Yeah, we got a PayPal, and you can find us on Facebook. And if you want a physical copy, T-shirts, we can get those shipped out to you pretty quick. And make it pretty easy for you to pay us for it. We carry everything with shows to us, but Google Play, iTunes, all the major online retailers are going to carry the Silver Lining. So no matter what your poison is, you can get you a copy of it.
Well, guys and gal, I really appreciate you guys being on the show again, and I wish you the best of luck at your CD release shows. I wish we could be there with you, but thanks for joining us again on the MARR Rock Show.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Means a lot.